Hello everyone, this is Chandler with skillabove.rvtesters.com, and I wanted to take a few moments to kind of show you guys what it takes to kind of build some of our adapters. So right now we are actually building an adapter for the CODDI, and this adapter is going to allow us to run the Intellitec systems that have the 8-pin connectors on them. So on those controllers for those Intellitec slide systems, it's going to have a motor, so a single motor that moves the slide, and then a room lock 1 and a room lock 2. Now to simulate that here in the shop, we have this ground control motor here, which is going to simulate our slide motor that actually moves the box in and out. Then I have these two old Swintech motors that are sitting right here, and this is going to be room lock 1 and this is going to be room lock 2. And what we've done with this adapter is we've tried to make it as simple as possible. Let's get into testing this thing and verifying its operation. Once we verify its operation, of course, we'll make a handful of them and we'll get them shipped out to some of our field testers, let them test it out, and then we will be able to release it to you guys, technicians, to be able to purchase. So on this adapter, we have the center position right here, which is nothing. If we select the far left, which is a single line, what that's going to do is that's going to make the room motor move back and forth. So to verify that, all right, so that function is working as it should. We flip it all the way to the 2 lines, which is room lock 1 and 2 active. If I flip this switch up, this should allow room lock motor 1 to operate. And down, and so room lock 1 is operating as it should. Room lock 2. So let's do both at the same time. And we absolutely can. So that verifies the operation of this adapter, and now we can move it on to the next phase, which is engraving all of the information onto it. And then, of course, we will package up a few of these and get them shipped out to our field testers and get feedback from them and find out if there's any tweaks or adjustments we may need to make before we release it out to the public for you guys to be purchasing. Of course, our testing procedures don't end there. We need to test this thing to fail. We need to find out if everything is going to work as it should. So one of the things that is inside this device is an overcurrent protection device to protect all of the items, including the gearboxes for the room locks, which is what this indicator is for. If we ever see this indicator lit up, it's telling us that we have a mechanical bind or the motor, there's something going on with it, maybe a short, and we are overloading that circuit. So if you ever see this light lit up on this adapter, we know that there's an issue that we need to search out instead of continuing to try to run this. So one of the things I need to do on our room locks, we can see that they operate. But what I'm going to do is when they're operating, they're only drawing about 1.8 amps. However, I'm going to get this thing into a locked rotor amperage condition by, don't do this, but we're at 22 amps, 21 amps. All right, so as you guys can see, I was able to trip the overload in there. And now, when I see that red light, it is telling me that I have an internal overload. Now, this guy will auto reset and then go back to working. It will take it a little bit for it to auto reset because it's not your standard mechanical thermal overload. We've allowed it approximately 30 seconds. And it's back operational again. So we wanted to overload this thing to verify its operation. We will continue to do this to see what fails in this guy and see what we need to do to beef it up if need be. We may not need to beef it up, but we do load test every one of our devices before they leave. And when I say every one, I'm talking every single adapter for the CODDI, the Peacemaker, Tominator. Everything gets tested on physical items prior to ever leaving this facility.